What's up everybody, Brian Tong here, and this is my review of one of the most unique wireless earbuds that I've ever experienced. These right here are the Sony LinkBuds with this all new open ear design concept, and if you look here, like, they have a hole that lets you hear the outside world exactly the way that you hear it, and then it has this 12mm ring driver that delivers the sound to you. And these earbuds, they aren't, trying to deliver this noise canceling experience, but there's something totally different, and they are delivering a true ambient experience to hear everything around you. And when I first tried these on, I really had to wrap my head around them, but after spending about a week with them, they really shine in so many ways. So let's just do a quick unboxing with them first. And over here, I've got actually the white ones. They're all tidied up right here. And the Sony LinkBuds, they come in this packaging that is 100% plastic free. And let's just open this up from the wrapper, all right? Let's get it here. And we got the box here. And I'm gonna open this up. Whoa! Okay, this covers everything, but let's reveal this. And this is the case and the LinkBuds themselves. They're in here and they're using 100% recycled plastic materials. So they're prioritizing sustainability for both the case and the actual earbuds. And look, they are still quality designed earbuds. They look great. They feel real nice. And inside of this box also, as I pull this up, you're gonna find, let me pull this part out. You'll find here this tab, and if I pull it, these are plastic loops, all different sizes, extra small, small, mediums are on these already, and large. These are called supporters, and they're kind of the loops that allow you to fit them in your ear. And putting these on for the very first time, like, I wasn't exactly sure what to do, but you put the speaker part, with the donut, this donut part, you put that where you normally put your earbuds, and you kind of just like twist it back and put in your ear hole, and then pop them in. With this little slight twist, there's a little loop here, and that's where you make sure that supporter goes underneath this like ridge right under your ear. I kind of like to call it, I think we should call it like the ear nub, but this is how they stay in place. And the LinkBuds should hold. They're really light, 4 grams per LinkBud, and fit. I know it's always going to be personal and always make or break an earbud for you. So this is going to be different depending on your ear shape. But these were some of the best fitting and most comfortable earbuds that I've ever used because they're just so light. They just rest here, and honestly, I could wear them for hours and it really didn't feel like anything. There wasn't anything big or bulky, and they weren't digging into my ear canals. One more thing, in the packaging here, you have a USB-C to USB-A cable. You'll probably have a USB-C cable at home by now anyways. So this is really, if you look at this, everything in the package, the case, the earbuds, the supporters, and the cable, and there you go. All right, I'm gonna bring in the gray LinkBuds also, and let's just talk about the design because they're really so unique. You have this donut-shaped speaker here, right? And it's a 12mm ring driver, like I mentioned before. It sounds really good. It's clean on the highs. It has really surprisingly good mids, and it's gonna give you a little oomph with the lows, but I know it's not gonna be like a super deep or punchy bass, and I didn't expect that with this design, and the fact that they sound so good as they do for audio playback, whether it's music or podcasts, it really surprised me. Then you have, this area of the earbud where the brains are located, and Sony is not skimping here. Inside it is Sony's integrated V1 processor, and that is the same processor found in their high-end XM4s. And the V1 drives some truly innovative features as well. There is no noise canceling here, right? So these are meant to be ambient earbuds that allow you to experience everything happening around you, hence that's why there's a hole here. And some of you are gonna say, well, I'm fine with transparency mode, but I think when you hear the real world, because of this LinkBuds open ear design, it doesn't sound processed or like an audio feed sent to you in a closed environment. Everything sounds natural because you're actually hearing it. And I think that's the first thing I experienced, and it just made me say, wow, like, these are really something new. Now with the earbuds this small, I hate how we normally just have to tap the actual earbud that I'm wearing, right? When you tap it, you're pushing into your ear canal to pause music or change tracks. It just never feels good. So I've always just directly gone to my phone for controls because of that. Well, these LinkBuds solve that problem with a new feature called wide area tap. So what it allows me to do is I can tap on this area between my cheekbone and my ear. It's basically right here on my sexy sideburn right there. But I can tap twice to pause or playback. I can tap 3 times to go to the next track, and I don't even need to tap the actual earbud ever again because the LinkBuds, they have motion sensors that can detect that the area is vibrating. So you'll hear a double tone or a triple tone that confirms your tap. And I just freaking love this. You know, it took me a little getting used to because I've never done this before. You are physically like tapping on your face, but I'll never want an earbud that forces me to physically tap the earbud again. It feels like this magic trick, and I love magic. You can also jump into the Sony Headphones app to change it to act as volume controls. You can prompt your phone's voice assistant like Siri. You can use Alexa. You can even access your Spotify tap playlist. And then you can also customize it so that one side can be playback controls and the other side can be volume controls, or just however you want to customize it. But if you don't want to use wide area tap, you can still, I guess, tap the LinkBuds directly into your ear hole and punish yourself if you're into that. But tapping on your face to control music, it is weird, but it's dope, and it's just this kind of fun, crazy cool feature that makes sense and is unique to the LinkBuds. Now, the LinkBuds also bring a Sony headphone staple, Speak to Chat. So when you start talking, you're going to hear a chime. It will pause the audio that you're listening to, and then when you're done with your conversation, the audio will resume playback. You can also set that amount of time before playback, so that can resume after 5 seconds, 15, or 30 seconds. And you can also choose the sensitivity of the feature in Speak to Chat. Now, you'll also be able to change the sound profiles with Sony's equalizer from a variety of presets that they offer, or even make your own custom one. I always like to go with Excited, but this is something that's also been a staple. Sony DSEE can be turned on to upscale your existing music collection to near high resolution sound quality, and that restores some of the subtleties that some of your older MP3s or compressed music in your collection has. And then it has the standard stuff. When you remove the LinkBuds, they're going to pause playback until you put them back in your ears, and then they're going to power down if they have been taken off for a long time. They've also used a new noise reduction algorithm with AI machine learning that's using over 500 million voice samples to suppress ambient sound. And with the earbuds these days, voice quality, it matters for calls. So I'm going to give you a listen here to compare the voice quality of the Sony LinkBuds with the AirPods 3. They're in the same kind of price range, and then the AirPods Pro, just to give you some audio samples directly recorded with my buddy Ray Wong from Input Magazine. So hear them for yourselves. Let's take a listen.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
So after listening to those, I would say that the LinkBuds, they did have a fuller sound than the AirPods Pro, but they also had a little more echo in them. But the LinkBuds, they still didn't sound as good as the AirPods 3 when it came to voice quality, which are cleaner sounding, and they also have that full sound. So I would say somewhere in the middle here, the LinkBuds are good, but not the best in its price class. There's also an option for adaptive volume control where the volume will lower or increase based on the ambient sound around you. But to me, the biggest critique that I have of the LinkBuds is that I just want them to be louder, just a couple more notches even, because when I was walking through a busy area like an airport with a lot of ambient sound, I just wish that I could have pumped up the volume just a little louder. And they aren't going to be ideal on an airplane either. I mean, they're going to get drowned out, but in most cases, I don't need them to be louder. And this is going to be different for different people depending on where you live, how you commute, and your work environment as well. But in noisy areas, they just aren't loud enough. And I get it, you want to hear the outside sound, but I just wish that we could hear the speakers a little more. Now, the LinkBuds also have an IPX4 rating for water resistance, so they can handle splashes and sweat. They won't have any problem being used for working out, and they are super lightweight for working out. And when I try and shake them around, I mean, they stay in my ears, and I prefer hearing what's going around me in the moment in situations, especially after I've kind of experienced these. Now, we've never had earbuds like this, and I think once you have this open ear ambient design, it just feels so natural, and I really like that feeling. Now, if you're going on a walk or jog, let's say you'll be able to hear 100% of what's going around you, and it makes a huge difference. I think this is especially important for safety over any other earbuds. Safety may not be sexy, but I think here it's really sexy. And if you're also working at home, we know the hybrid work experience, this is here to stay, so you can listen to music or take calls while still being attentive to what's happening around the house. You might not think of this, but I also, working in the video field, you see reporters out there, sometimes they have one AirPod in their one ear, but they also don't have the other on the other side because they want to hear what's happening around them. the LinkBuds would just be a good solution for that. Really, anywhere you want to listen to audio, but still be aware of your surroundings, this is what these are for. And they can bounce seamlessly between the real world and the world on your devices. So Sony even mentioned how people who are visually impaired could listen to directions on their phones while still hearing what's happening around them. And I may not be a heavy AR gamer or a Pokemon Go player, but hearing the game audio and the real world together at the same time, that just also adds to the experience. I just found these things to be so useful, and I prefer these earbuds over transparency mode now because of just how natural it sounds. So if you can't tell, I love these things, but one other thing just to be aware of is that these do not support Bluetooth multi-point. So I'm assuming that these are really meant to be linked to your primary phone. It's still just something to mention because I know you're wondering about it. Now the LinkBuds, they're intended to be always on earbuds, and they come with 5.5 hours of battery life. The charging cases here, they give you an additional 12 hours for a total of 17.5 hours. Now if we compare them to the AirPods 3, which are wireless earbuds that are at a similar price point of $179, the AirPods 3 have 6 hours for the earbuds and 24 hours of juice for the case for a total of 30 hours. So that's a significant difference there, but you'll likely be able to get through multiple days with each of them. And then charging the LinkBuds, put them in here for 10 minutes, it gives you 90 minutes of listening time. The Sony LinkBuds retail for $179.99, and they come in gray and white. But my biggest critique is really we need to bump up the volume level just a little bit more. The battery life isn't great as the competition is, but it's not a deal breaker. It wasn't an issue for me. And then they don't have the deepest bass, but they still sound great. And you could also, some of you could argue that, okay, at a $179 price point, wireless charging on the case would be nice. I think the pros, though, this is one of the most innovative earbuds that we've really seen in a long time that delivers on sound quality and comfort. And then also, they are packed with just all these new features that you'll actually use. I don't mind tapping on my face, and it allows you to be aware of this real world around you and the digital world on your devices at the same time. So this is, to me, a whole new category of earbuds Sony just created. Let's just call it the ambient wireless earbud. If you like being in your own world, kind of cut off and in your own space all the time, then hey, these may not be for you. But I didn't realize how much that it enhanced my wireless earbud experience in my daily life. I'm really high on these, and my best advice is to experience them for yourselves because the LinkBuds, they just became a permanent part of my rotation, and they're instantly on my list as one of the coolest pieces of tech for 2022.